Jay here from Grow Veg UK. I thought I'd just have a few words about the garden and what it means to me. Now, I'm actually an allotment holder, which brings its own challenges over owning one's garden. Maybe some people even rent their gardens. I've been there before, probably will in the future. Um, so that brings its own challenges. But really, what does gardening mean to me? And what does gardening mean to you? So for me, gardening is all about creativity. I'm really only happy if I'm A, in nature, B, being creative. Take away things like, spending time with my son and all those sort of things. Nature and creativity are the two most important things to me by far. This is when I feel I'm truly myself. Particularly when I'm alone in nature, just me, and be it the allotment or the woods or the beach. Generally it involves trees or plants. It's vital to me. If I'm cut off from nature, and particularly from my allotment plot, my mental health suffers. I've suffered with a bit of depression, on and off, and it ain't much fun. I take tablets. I tried to come off them a little while back. It didn't work. I thought they weren't working. They probably were, it turns out. But if I don't get to my allotment for like a week, which is generally the longest it ever goes, I feel really not right. I get really down. We've had crappy weather. We had a really bad spring. We've had a really bad second half to the summer. Fingers crossed it gets a bit better. And the most important thing that I grow on my allotment plot is myself, and my mental health, and my sense of worth and sense of purpose, and my place as a living being, an organism made up of many other organisms, made up of all the things around me. We're all made when stars explode. That is where matter comes from. So we're as closely related to a plant, in a sense, as we are to a dying star or to a star. That utterly beautiful. And I think people forget, they talk about nature as if we're not that, as if we're not part of nature. And of course we are. I'm sat here at my desk at the moment in a flat, 4 walls, boxed in. Although there's a lovely lime tree through my window that I can see, and I've got houseplants like everywhere, I still need that hit. And to me, the garden is all about a sense of being, a sense of belonging, and a sense of oneness with everything that exists. Now I know, there's all different types of gardeners. Some are in it, a lot of the old blokes I know at the allotment, they're in it just to grow vegetables. They've got their ideas that you must dig the ground. A lot of these things are based on medieval sort of feudal ideas. The idea that you must dig, you must rotate. Charles Dowding's busted a lot of those myths, and he is my hero. When I was younger, it was rock stars like Kurt Cobain. Moved on to Bob Dylan as I've gotten a bit older and chilled out a bit. But Charles Dowding is up there. I think he's wonderful. So there are my thoughts on what the garden means to me. And I reckon the gardens mean something different to everybody. For some people it's growing flowers to cut for their house. For some it's growing vegetables to sell. For some it's growing vegetables to eat. I'm going to put a mix of, I'm definitely going to grow more flowers next year, because I grew so many vegetables this year that my freezer's overflowing. I don't think I can eat them all. I've given some away, which is a lovely thing to do. There's a local hub, like community centre over the road from our allotments, and myself and a few of the other people there take some of our surplus supplies over for their food bank, which is a lovely thing to do. So there's also the idea of sharing and being a part of the community. I'd like to get more involved in that in the future. Anyway, so there's just a few of my thoughts on what the garden means to me. I'd love it if you would leave in the comments some thoughts on what the gardens mean to you. So for now, peace, blessed be, over and out.